now request. Just to lighten the mood a little more, this is one of the big favorites. You would have heard of the common dialogue, "Mere paas maa hai." So there was a team registered called "Me ke paas mom hai," and that is on the retail business, of course. So Sana, can I now request you to go to Mr. Ullas Yargop? It's a short walk for you this time. Mr. Yargop to select the next team that will be presenting, coming up on stage.
The Mahive from Symbiosis Center for Management and Human Resource.
The Mahi Way from SEM HRD in Pune. Welcome, Mahi Way. Over to SEM HRD, Mahi Way.
Good morning. We are team The Mahive from SCMHRD will be presenting on the hospitality sector. We'll start with carving a destination strategy for Club Mahindra, move on to identifying segments beyond usual socio-economic segmentation, and finally analyze the adjacent opportunities. The destination strategy, what are the steps? Setting objectives, doing a destination audit, destination branding, and then communicating the branding. These are the objectives for Club Mahindra. The primary objective being to find variability of rooms between off-season and on-season. How do you do a holiday destination audit? We considered the mean tourist footfall per month across a year and the seasonal variation, and we came up with this matrix of 4 destination types: evergreen, seasonal sensation, unpredictable, and lost. So this is the ideal destination portfolio that we suggest for Club Mahindra. An important thing to keep in mind being the trade-off between excess room inventory and lost sales. For seasonal sensation, we have to avoid lost sales, so keep room inventory high. For unpredictable location, sales are difficult to forecast, so keeping room inventory low makes business sense. Arriving at the evolving trends in holiday market. For the SECA segment, which is the target segment, what is important? Spending time outdoor with family members, luxuries like world tour and first class air travel, and finally money and family. So the evolving trends are short duration vacation, more of soul searching than sightseeing, and choice of theme over destination. So how will the holiday market progress in the next 5 years? The key drivers could be increased foreign tourist arrival or urban population explosion. An important restraining force could be the rising oil price and the resulting inflation. If you look at the brand equity of destinations, let's say a hypothetical beach, it would go on from salience right up to resonance. An important part, the imagery. For example, sitting on hammock, sipping on wine. And imagery is one thing which makes customers choose destinations, and hence the seasonality. So the destination strategy for tomorrow would be go beyond selling a destination. How about selling the ravishing experience of the untamed Goa rains? Yes, get rid of off-seasons. Or let's say, aggressively market a destination as something suitable for best falling in love. This is the best way to create resonance. How do we implement this? Communication would be through a monthly destination magazine or destination website, and later on, we could go in for video ads for phones. With the implementation, we intend to create the following touch points. A user activity center could be a place where members could upload photographs and post reviews of the amazing experience they have had. If you look at the financials, we estimate a total cost of around about 14 crores. So how do we measure the effectiveness? It could be in the increase in the ratio of off-season to season revenue per available room, or increase in satisfaction index of existing members.
Moving on to segmenting the holiday market beyond the usual socio-economic variables. In 1960, Arthur Mitchell came up with a very innovative method to psychographically segment a population, the VALS framework. We're going to use the same framework for segmenting the holiday market in India. Of the 8 out here, the Y coordinate is going to be the resource that a holidaymaker has, extending from low to high, and the X is going to be the motivator behind a holidaymaker's decision to go for a holiday. Of the 8 segments that are crystallizing out, we would tell Club Mahindra to target the 4 marked. The 4 targets are the vacation home buyers, the value for money buyers, the feverish photographers, and memento collectors. The vacation home buyers, the resourceful and the expressive, and quite contrary are the value for money buyers who are also resourceful but are driven by ideals, and they balance between savings and payment. An easy way of identifying the segments would be to by the kind of SUV they're likely to possess. That is, if at all, they possess one. So how do they holiday? The vacation home buyer has resources, lavish spender on a holiday, but his decision of selecting a destination will not be driven by an existing tourism trend. On the other hand, a value for money buyer will spend, but only if guaranteed benefit. We have put in two more constraints out here. These are socioeconomic constraints, the income segmentation and the SEC segmentation. And we have used the results of the GeoVal survey that gives a spread of each and every VAL segment. We have tried to come to a conclusion about which sort of member to buy. Using these, we would say, in terms of number of households, the most attractive segment is the feverish photographers. But when it comes to segment value in terms of money, it is the vacation home buyers. Now, if we link destination branding to this segmentation approach, we would come up with a method of individual destination branding to segments. A possible way would be to make full use of the CRM data. And yes, something of this sort we could do, where we link a destination image with a tourist self-image. Moving on, what are the adjacent opportunities that Club Mahindra could explore? 4 options were given to us: hotel management school, online travel, restaurant, and branded spa. By promise or by future prospect, all 4 are very promising. However, we have put them through an asset test that tests the success of a brand extension. The 3 parameters being perceptual fit, whether today's brand image of Club Mahindra will fit into a new business, benefit transfer, the expertise that Club Mahindra has today, will that be relevant at all, and competitive edge, that needs no explanation. And the ratings on these 3, after rating these 3, we would say hotel management school, don't enter, online travel, don't enter, restaurant, don't enter, branded spa, enter. The spa industry, branded spa industry in India is much in a virgin state because the total spa industry shows 70% players being unorganized. And some other, of the 4 types of spas, we are already in resort spas in the resorts, and that shows that we have expertise here. Easy switch would be to destination spa, and yes, we could also try out the medical spa. We explored the different entry options. Acquisition, not really a good idea since there is not much proper chain to acquire as of now. Standalone expansion could be done, but the capex involved is very high, and so the exit barrier would go higher. Foreign tie-up, out here there's a dangerous point, that is 100% FDI is allowed. A foreign player may come in, tie up with us, and then separately start a chain. We would recommend an asset-light franchisee model. Out here, the capex will be provided by the franchisee. Club Mahindra would provide the standards, that is the training, the branding, and the financing of capex via Mahindra Finance. And to set up standards, we would recommend they start with four spas initially in the final year. This will be a standalone entry. These will set up the standards and then proliferate as shown in the projections. At the end of 5 years, we project 60 outlets across the country and a net Mahindra's earning of 20.8 crore. In this business, there are quite a few risks. One risk being that the spa business is highly susceptible to business cycle. This could be mitigated a bit by hedging between destination spa and med spa, because during a business cycle, usually the sales in a med spa goes higher than while the sales in destination spa goes lower. And another problem could be, we spoke a lot about standardization. What if it is difficult to attain? For this, to achieve this, we would say standardize the suppliers of material and also the training to the franchisee employees. But beware, there could be poaching of a trained manpower from the franchisees. So, moving on to the executive summary.
Here's a brief snapshot of what we propose from our side to Club Mahindra. First, making a destination strategy. We will propose that we need to segment the destinations in the 4 categories as given by us. That is evergreen, lost, and the 4 segments are Caesar sensation and unpredictable. The 2 destination strategies that we give is that we link a destination to a theme and create multiple imagery of a destination so that people are able to relate to it, and it also solves the problem of room inventory for us. Moreover, we plan to introduce a destination magazine and a destination website to create awareness amongst the people so that they start linking what they think to the destinations. Then the psychographic segmentations that we did, out of the 8 segmentations, we proposed that Club Mahindra target 4 segments out of these. The 4 segments were value for money, vacation home buyers, feverish photographers, and memento collectors. And we propose that customized branding and customized vacation plans needs to be proposed to these segments on the basis of their requirements. Finally, we recommend Club Mahindra to only enter the branded spa business, as the business model is very lucrative, and we plan to enter the branded spa business by following the asset-light franchisee model.
While doing community destination strategy, we had made use of this model, Incredible India, and here is a snapshot of the model. Thank you.
Thank you.
Managed to squeeze that sentence before it was 1 second. That's interesting. Let's see what the question bank has in store for you. Mr. Dubey? Mr. Mahindra as well? Mr. Mahindra?
Yeah, I thought it was amusing that in your slide presentation you had this setting of experiences. One was falling in love. You didn't speak about the picture on the right, which was a destination for reconciliation. Excellent hedge strategy to make sure that you were also concerned about people whose marriages were not going that well. But I want to state publicly that Club Mahindra is interested in happy families. So we're not going to follow the hedge strategy.
So reconciliation would be catching up with yourself as well as catching up with old friends also.
Very good and quick recovery in an answer there. Excellent. My question is a very simple one. I didn't follow because the slides moved relatively quickly. Why you were not recommending that you go into a hotel school? Can you just elaborate on that, please?
Will I go back to the slide, sir? Okay, sir. If you see hotel management, we have taken 3 parameters out here: perceptual fit, benefit transfer, and competitive edge. Like in competitive edge, if you see, there are so many Indian government-sponsored hotel management institutes that are very much coveted. And plus, there are private players who have been set for many years. So entering now will be difficult for Mahindra. On the other hand, perceptual fit. Now, Club Mahindra has a brand image that is aspirational and that understands family needs. Will that fit, that image of fun, family forever, fit in a hotel management institute? Thirdly, is benefit transfer. We know how to give families the ideal vacation, but does this mean we'll be able to give students an ideal education? This discrepancy is why we said that not to enter hotel management as of now.
So to add on to this point, Club Mahindra is associated with the exclusivity, the luxury that it provides. So there is a benefit transfer which is not getting associated with the hotel management school to the students. That's why we do not recommend Club Mahindra to extend its brand into hotel management schools.
Dr. Goenka?
What I liked about your strategy development very much is that you focused as much on what not to do as what to do, which is very important in strategy. I just have one question on one of the things that you said among the segments. You said Memento Collector, the segment that you thought will be a good segment. Why does that segment fit in with Club Mahindra business model?
So Memento collectors have high resource and they are driven by achievement. These people want to show off that into this place, and I have collected these mementos from this place. They want to collect the signatures of destination. In this way of showing off, they'll actually do a hell lot of good for us as a company, because they'll tell that these are the benefits I got. They treated me so luxuriously. So they could be a word of mouth publicizer for the company.
Then again, the exclusivity part comes here, because a memento collector would actually go for the exclusiveness of the Club Mahindra so that he can boast about it. So that's why it is a target segment for Club Mahindra.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Luthra?
I love the concept of, getting rid of seasons. Okay, I personally love going to Goa during the monsoon. Okay, but I missed maybe what are the other kinds of destinations that have the advantage of the off-season romance or of the off-season attraction? You just picked one Goa. Pick another 2 or 3 that you would send Mahindra Holidays to.
Off-season.
Yeah.
Take hill station. Take northeast in winter, hill station, and Uttaranchal in winters.
So a place in the northeast, or let's say a hill station like Uttaranchal, would be an ideal place where we could get rid of off seasons. Not necessarily because of the winters coming in, but something like, so we could actually create imageries of these locations in apart from the places, apart from the timelines which tourists consider.
So being a trekker myself, I have seen that in winters, the sky is most clear in some of the most exotic hill stations. So that could be an ideal time to market these, as that is when you can see the peaks the best. So especially the feverish photographers out here.
So adding on to it, there is this venture by Club Mahindra called Terra, so to attract campers. So something like this Terra could be advertised a location like Uttaranchal where trekkers don't consider the time in a year, but normally those who have a high disposable income, they would go to such locations whenever they have time in their corporate life.
Thanks.
Mr. Mathur?
As you expanded your target universe and you did sharper segmentation, did you at any stage encounter a degree of hurdle or obstacle in your brand association with Mahindra? That means, did the association with Mahindra in your branding start becoming an impediment at any stage?
Not the brand association, but like what we read about Club Mahindra. Because when we came out with 8 segments, when we estimated segment size, it was coming to huge numbers. But then we realized we have constraints. A person can only become a member only if he has a certain resource level. So we brought in constraints that were socio-economic. These were the constraints that we put into the psychographic segmentations and then came down with the final segment sizes.
So the reason why we have considered psychographics is because when a premiumness of the membership is concerned, then the targets that we have chosen is primarily to satisfy the need for luxury and the ego-satisfying need of a holiday.
And if you notice, in the segmentation targets, in the targeting slide, we had actually removed the topmost segment, that is the private island buyer. That is because we thought that these people are so high in resources, they may not like the idea of shared ownership of a vacation.
No, my question was, that I am very clear. Given the association with Mahindra as a brand and the way you are sharply moving into a specific niche, I'm just wondering whether at any stage did you do an evaluation to see that with co-branding with Mahindra as it were or without, there was any difference?
So Mahindra is looked upon as an exclusive brand which caters to a premium segment. There has been a disconnect where there are a lot of customer complaints on the internet, and there's a lot of blogging going around, which is because of the room inventory problem. And in our strategy, we have actually proposed a solution to this room inventory. So in case there is a disconnect between what is perceived of Mahindra and what does Club Mahindra stand for, it can be sorted out using this strategy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mahive, SCM HRD. Thank you very much.